President William Ruto has promised that action will be taken against Isaiah Ndumba Murangiri, one of the police officers accused of brutalizing Kenyans during the Anti-Finance Bill 2024 protests 2 weeks ago. In an X-Space conversation this Friday, the president avoided acknowledging police responsibility in the killings and instead only referred to his promises that such killings would not happen under his reign. However, Kenyans pushed him to talk about Murangiri's case in particular, among other issues. Our senior reporter Ibrahim Karanja kicks off our broadcast.
From my good sister who said,
although his speech and responses largely failed to acknowledge that the killings of 41 Kenyans were attributable to police officers during the protests and completely avoided naming the actions that would be taken against those officers, President William Ruto could not avoid the issue of Isaiah Ndumba Murangiri, a police officer accused of brutal acts against a section of Kenyans in the protests. Those on the X space pushing the head of state to, in particular, speak about the officer and his alleged actions.
Rogue police officer that you say is roaming, that is something that I would want to get exact details of who this is, and I can tell you that we will apprehend him. Please forward the picture and photos to me, to Hussein, my spokesman here, and also I would appreciate if you can send it to also my inbox if you can, or if you can send it to the Independent Police Oversight Authority. We will deal with it.
Earlier, President Ruto's major focus on a killing appeared to be that of 12-year-old Kennedy Onyango, whom he maintains was killed by a goon and not the police, but the insistence by Kenyans making him not only comment on Murangiri, but also on other acts by the police, such as abductions.
The police have clear rules of how to arrest citizens if they have to arrest citizens. There is a clearly stipulated procedure on how that is done. And if anything is done outside the procedure, then it is illegal and it is punishable. So when the police arrest somebody, they must declare to that person that they are policemen, they are arresting this person for this and that and that and that, and they take him to a place that is known.
But the conversation went beyond police brutality against the protesters. Issues to do with runaway corruption in government, as well as malfeasance, were also raised.
So, Mr. President, if you are going to give us those people who are incompetent, then we are totally doomed. You know, when we elected you as the president, normally they say, you set a thief to catch a thief. But this time round, when we elected you, Mr. President, that you can help us now catch those people who are corrupting this nation, you're just there laughing with them.
The president choosing to protect his government from the stain of major corruption scandals, including the fake fertilizer saga.
Of the fertilizer that we supply to the Kenyan public, almost 6 million bags, 20,000 bags were the ones with a challenge. We isolated the 20,000 bags. It is not even 1% of the fertilizer that we supplied to the Kenyan public. I do not want an impression to be created as though the fertilizer we supply to the people of Kenya in millions had any challenge.
Even despite his earlier address to the nation promising a shake-up in government, Kenyans on the X space were adamant on a complete dissolution of the cabinet as opposed to a reshuffle.
Mr. William Ruto, your accountability is zero. I'm quite dismayed, honestly, because you came here to answer to the citizens, but you're taking zero accountability for it.
The forum was attended by close to 200,000 Kenyans on X, who put up a no-holds-barred engagement with the head of state, accusing him of dishonesty and lacking empathy. They also blasted him for his numerous trips abroad, even as they demanded for more actions from his government. Ibrahim Karanja, NTV.